Hi guys, it's Emil, welcome to FTM Transtastic. Quick side note though before we start the video, next week is a Q&A, which means that you guys get to ask us questions that we answer in our videos. So the questions that you have for me, you leave them in the comments of this video, and the questions that you have for, say, Chase, you leave in the comments of his video, the questions you have for Spencer, you leave in the comments of their video, and so on. And if you want to be anonymous, you can ask me on my Tumblr at Poetic Alien Prince. I'll put the link in the description. You can ask about trans-related topics, you can ask personal questions, you can ask for advice, you can ask anything, just don't be rude, obviously. Okay, let's start the video. This week's topic is gender roles. Haha, very funny, such joke, much humor. There's so much to say and I feel like it doesn't fit into this video, but I'm gonna try to explain really briefly, and if there's something that doesn't make sense or that I don't go into enough detail about, you can Google it, and if you really feel like I don't make sense, you can ask me in the comments and I'll try to explain. I'm not going to attempt to defend my position on this because that's not what I'm here for, but if there's something that you don't understand, then I can help clarify that. Gender roles are basically anything that we see as belonging to men or women. And yeah, that's a very simple explanation. It can be anything from hobbies, to styles, to behaviors. When we talk about gender roles, I think we often talk about things like how in general in society, at least in Western society, which is what I have experience of, so that's the perspective that I'm speaking from and the context I'm speaking within. Women are often seen as nurturing, and a lot of people think that women inherently want to have kids even if they don't know it yet, and that women want to get married, they want to find a partner, stuff like that. Women are nurturing, gentle, caring, in nature, and that men are protective and strong, a little bit more aggressive, and maybe less inclined to want to get married and commit to just one person. It's okay for men to be promiscuous, but it's not okay for women to be that because then they're sluts. There's so much to talk about. I personally think that gender roles are absolute bullshit. I think that they are social constructs that have no basis in biology whatsoever. Side note, a social construct, this is how I make this video so long, I go into so many tangents, but I just want to say quickly that social constructs in themselves are not inherently bad. In our society, it's a norm that it's not okay to kill people, and that's a good norm, but there's also norms that men aren't really allowed to wear dresses, and that is a completely unnecessary norm that just causes a lot of restrictions and a lot of violence and a lot of feelings of shame, and it's just completely unnecessary. So social constructs and norms in themselves are not bad, but they can be. Yeah, I think that gender roles, we can understand them if we look in a historical context. We can understand how people reasoned, how they came to be, and how they still exist today, but that explanation doesn't justify their existence. Gender roles tie into a lot of other things like misogyny, and we can see that through how, for example, if a woman dresses more masculine and acts more masculine and stuff like that, she's seen as a tomboy, and it's generally seen as okay. I mean, it varies, but generally it's not a big deal. But if a man wears dresses or makeup and acts more feminine, there's a lot more stigma against that because we tie femininity to women, and women are seen as weaker and lesser, and there's just misogyny, which has no basis in any type of reality, but it exists. I'm drawn to both feminine things and masculine things, and sometimes it's like a conflict. I'm like, what do I want? Gender roles really annoy me consciously every day, because if I wanted to go out wearing this choker, for example, I would be afraid, because I'm probably more afraid than I would actually need to be, because I live in a big city, it's generally accepting, and I wouldn't need to be as afraid as I am, but I'm very afraid of people doing something to me because they're homophobic or transphobic or whatever, so I don't go out wearing makeup, even if I maybe would want to. I don't go out, maybe I go out wearing this, but it depends on what else is on me at the time. If the rest is kind of more masculine, then that could be okay. Things that would make me feel pretty and beautiful and attractive, and that make me feel very good and empowered and make me feel like I really am expressing how I feel inside, some of those things can make me afraid, not because I'm uncomfortable wearing those things or doing those things or talking in this way or moving in this way or engaging in this hobby, but because I'm afraid of what people, might do to me, because these norms and these roles, they are used as justifications for people who want to commit hate crimes. So like I'm afraid, and I'm really annoyed by the existence of gender roles, because they just ruin things for me. They ruin the fun, damn it! There's no reason for them to exist. It just causes shame and fear, and it just causes a lot of unnecessary energy spent on something that wouldn't have to be a problem if we just decided that it's not a problem anymore. So yeah, that's what I think about gender roles. It's a very broad topic, and I still feel like I haven't said everything I want to say, but I feel like I gotta stop now. Don't forget about the Q&A. We're having a Q&A next week. You can leave the questions that you have for me down below in the comments of this video, and I will check them out when I film next week. You can ask pretty much whatever, just like don't be rude. That's basically it. Okay, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.